Okay, so let's be real. Have your nights been feeling less like a peaceful rest and more like some kind of stress-fueled action movie? If so, you're in the right place. We're going to break down exactly why our brains cook up such bizarre stuff when we're stressed, and, way more importantly, what we can actually do about it. I mean, who hasn't had that dream, right? That heart-pounding jolt when you wake up from a dream where you're just falling, or you're running from something you can't even see. Turns out, these aren't just random brain glitches. They're super common. And yeah, it really feels like these anxious dreams are becoming more and more common. With all the pressure from our day-to-day lives, our minds are basically working overtime. And that doesn't just stop when our head hits the pillow. So what is actually going on inside our heads when this happens? Well, to get a handle on these wild dreams, first we have to understand the stage they're happening on, our sleeping brain. It pretty much all boils down to something called REM sleep. Now, this is the part of your sleep cycle where your brain is just buzzing with activity. You can think of it like your brain's nightly cleanup crew, busy sorting through everything that happened that day, filing away memories, and dealing with all the emotions. I love this sandbox analogy from Dr. Winter. It's the perfect way to picture it. Our brain isn't just archiving data. It's playing, it's running simulations, and it's trying to figure things out in a totally safe space. But when you add stress to that equation, it's like pouring rocket fuel on the whole process. Your brain's emotional control center, the amygdala, just kicks into overdrive. See, your brain has to work way harder to process stressful stuff than neutral stuff, which is why you probably don't have vivid dreams about, folding your laundry. And this brings us to a really fascinating idea. Some scientists actually refer to dreaming as overnight therapy. It's our brain's built-in mechanism for trying to sort through our emotional baggage while we're asleep. Here's a great way to think about it. On a normal, calm day, your brain is like a perfectly organized filing cabinet, just neatly putting away the day's experiences. But when you're stressed, that filing cabinet is overflowing. Papers are everywhere, and your brain is scrambling all night just to deal with the mess. That is what fuels those really intense, really weird dreams. And listen, this isn't just a hunch. There is hard data on this. One study found that people dealing with generalized anxiety are over three times more likely to report having bad dreams. It's a crystal clear link between our stress during the day and our struggles at night. Okay, so what do these stress dreams actually look like? If you've ever woken up thinking, wow, my dreams are uniquely bizarre, well, you might be surprised. It turns out a lot of us are dreaming about the exact same things. Just take a look at this. A huge study mapped out the most common dream themes, and the results are pretty wild. Falling is number one. Nearly half of all people have that dream. And right behind it, being back in school and being chased. These aren't just random quirks. They're reflections of our shared human anxieties. So what does it all mean? Well, that classic falling dream, it often points to a feeling of losing control somewhere in your life, maybe at work or in a relationship. It's a direct metaphor for feeling insecure. And the whole being chased nightmare? That one's a classic. It usually suggests that you're running from something in your real life, an issue, a tough conversation, you name it. It's basically your brain's way of telling you to stop avoiding the problem and just face it. Oh, and then there's the one that makes us all shudder, your teeth falling out. This super unsettling dream is often tied to worries about how other people see you or a fear of saying the wrong thing. At its core, it's about feeling powerless and vulnerable. Now, here's where it gets tricky. These dreams don't just exist in a bubble while you're asleep. They can actually kick off a really nasty cycle that messes with your entire day. Let's walk through it. So it all starts here. You have a super stressful day. Your brain is just swimming in stress hormones, packed with unresolved tension. That tension directly fuels how intense and negative your dreams are going to be that night. Next thing you know, bam, the nightmare jolts you awake, your heart is racing, your sleep is totally shattered. And what's worse, you might start to feel anxious about even falling back asleep, terrified that the dream is just going to pick up right where it left off. And that leads right to this. You wake up the next morning feeling exhausted and totally on edge. That lack of good, quality sleep makes you way less able to handle stress the next day, which, you guessed it, just pours more fuel on the fire for more intense dreams the next night. And around we go. As sleep psychologist Dr. Shelby Harris says, it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy. The more your sleep gets wrecked by bad dreams, the worse the dreams can get. Breaking this cycle is absolutely crucial.
So, how in the world do we actually do that? How do we slam on the brakes and get back to having a restful night? Well, the great news is we are not powerless here. There are some really effective, proven strategies.
One of the most powerful tools in the toolbox is called Imagery Rehearsal Therapy, or IRT. It sounds fancy, but really, you're just becoming the director of your own dream. During the day, you literally rewrite the script of that recurring nightmare, but you give it a new ending, something positive, or even just neutral. Then you rehearse that new version in your mind before bed. You are actively training your brain to take a different path when the dream starts. And hey, IRT isn't your only option. So many simple changes to your routine can make a world of difference. Getting your thoughts out in a journal before bed, sticking to a consistent sleep schedule, and making your bedroom a cool, dark sanctuary, it's all part of creating a buffer zone between your stressful day and your peaceful night. You know, when it comes right down to it, it's so important to remember that these weird dreams aren't actually the enemy. They're just a sign that your brain is doing its job. It's trying its best to process some really tough emotions. So the goal isn't to stop dreaming altogether, it's just to turn down the volume on the stress that's making them so loud. In the end, these nightly stories are a direct line to what's going on inside our heads. They're a signal, like a warning light on the dashboard of our mind, telling us something about our waking life needs attention. So the real question is, are you ready to listen?